Today we are here to look at subsoiling. This is a very pertinent subject because it's important that we consider what, as FMD, what we're responsible for, which is helping farmers produce more yield for less by removing yield limiting factors. And this is why I've got this thing here today. Because I want us to stop thinking about farming this much of the soil or that much of the soil. We actually want to be at 45 centimeters, so we're breaking through the traditional pans. And by doing this with subsoiling, what we're actually end up doing is we reduce the amount of passes that we do, so reducing the fuel costs, which is something that we're looking at, upping the yield by allowing the root ball to go down, so that if we have points of challenges with rain, like it's very dry today, then at least once we've got the plant established, then the root ball can go down and actually get to the moisture that's below, and also we're aerating the soil so that all the residual fertilizers and all the good things that are in the soil at that depth, the plant can actually utilize. As FMD, you know, we're responsible for keeping Kenyan farmers and indeed East African farmers up to date with good farming practices to help them through these challenging times whilst controlling costs. Today we're hosted by Peter Niger, who is a prominent farmer here in Narok, and Peter and I have been discussing the more for less issue for many years, and Peter has embraced subsoiling and consequently has got his yield up. The proof of the pudding is actually in the eating, where, you know, unless you try it, I can tell you it's going to work, but let's talk to somebody who's actually experienced it and seen the proof is in the pudding, and he's actually eaten from the pudding.
My name is Peter Niger. Right now we're in Narok County, Narok North. For me, I'm a farmer. This is where we do farming, and I've been farming for the last 30 years. We are still going on. We can see the type of climate that we are experiencing. It's quite a change, because when I started, the climate was quite well, and again it used to rain, like we had some seasons for the rainfall, but now the climate has really changed. That is why we are going for the right tillage. We are no longer going with the disc plow. We are trying to engage ourselves into the conventional farming, which is quite cheap. We conserve the little rainfall that we get, because we used to get like up to 800 millimeters per year. But for now, we are only getting 150, 100, or even less. There before, I used first of all, like I could do the disc plow for a start. Then the second time, first harrow and second harrow, so that I get a conducive environment to put on my seeds. But there before, I could not retain any water. The moment it rains, there is a lot of spillage all in the field. Meaning even my seed that I normally put on the ground, it could be washed away by the rains. So that's why I have decided to go the conventional way, and that's what I do. And it has really worked on my side, because where I used to get like 10 bags, now I can even go up to 30 bags per acre, of which on my side is quite promising, because I can do the other development that I need to do.
Now we've seen how hard the land was to start off with, and we've done one pass and then we've done a second pass. The reason for doing the second pass is usually in the first year where you're conditioning your soil with the Baldan subsoiler, you'll have to do 2 passes because you've got a hard surface and you get clods. To get rid of the clods, if we do a 3-degree offset with a double bust rip, we then get the soil conditioned so that you can plant straight into it. So on year number 1 you would be looking at a 2-pass machine before being able to plant into the field. Thereafterwards, if you keep livestock off the field, you will probably get away with a single pass to achieve a plantable seed bed. So where we've done a second pass, you'll see that a whole way across the profile is the same depth.
With the Baldan that the company has brought in, it can break this ground. You see, even if I hang on it, it won't even go for half an inch. It doesn't go anywhere. The first pass, it can go up to, you see, up to here is 45 centimeters deep. This is the second pass. Okay, see? So it goes for the maximum that I require.
When the chisel is under the ground, it's actually doing this. Each chisel takes up 20 horsepower. So reality is when you're matching your tractor to your implement, so this one's a 5-tine, so 5 tines is taking 100 horsepower takes up. So you need some extra. You cannot run a tractor on its limit the whole time. So with this tractor, the 6713 is 132 horsepower. So we have a little bit of horsepower in left as backup. So when you hit really hard ground and your horsepower requirement can go up to 25 horsepower per tine, the tractor has got enough in reserve to make sure that it carries on working. You can plant directly into this after the first rains, and that will give you good seed soil contact. So really you're waiting for the secret ingredient, the rain. You've done 2 passes only. Your chamber's like a moisture bank, because you've gone down. The rain that falls in, it won't sit on top and run away. It will actually go into your chamber, so you're building up a reserve of moisture. And then really up to you. It's up to your calibration, your planter, your seed soil contact, your plant population, you're placing the fertilizer in the right place. Then after that, obviously it's spraying and looking after your crop husbandry and looking after it, and that takes you to harvest. So by doing this, you're eliminating a yield limiting factor that a lot of farmers have traditionally put in, which is the plough, harrow, plant, working at constant depths, and allowing that hard pan to build up so the taproot can't go down. So we've taken that out, we've reduced the amounts of passes, we've reduced the amount of diesel taken, and you will get more yield from this.
Yeah, that is the right way to go. And actually, I could even encourage the other farmers to go the same. Because for me, with the current Baldan equipment that they have brought into the market, it's quite promising because it conserves water. It builds a very nice water pan that my roots will try and benefit from that water that is beneath. Because if I get very small millimeters of rain, at least my crop, instead of spreading horizontally, they will try and go deep straight into where the water is. And that gives me a very good yield, because that is where I'll come and get my yield as going up to 25 bags.